Welcome to Clash Corner, your daily dose of chaos.
I told my boyfriend's parents what my mom does for a living. The very first time I met my boyfriend's parents, I accidentally told them my mom does hand jobs for a living. I'm Brazilian, and when this happened, I had been living in Ireland for about 2 years. My English was good enough for everyday conversations, but my vocabulary was limited. This detail is important. This was the very first time I met my then boyfriend's parents. It was a Sunday lunch at his parents' house, nothing formal, but it still felt like a big moment. We had only just started dating, and I remember being extra careful, trying to be polite, charming, and generally not say anything stupid. I didn't really know what kind of family they were yet, and even though I'd never personally experienced prejudice in Ireland for being Brazilian, I had friends who had, so I was very aware that this lunch could go badly. We were all sitting around the table eating and chatting when the friendly and expected interrogation started. Where I was from, how long I'd been in Ireland, how many siblings I had. All normal, all easy. I was starting to relax and feel like I was doing fine. Then someone asked, "So, what does your mom do for a living?" My mom is an artisan. She does crafts, scrapbooking, painting, handmade things. In Portuguese, you'd casually explain that by saying she works with her hands. My brain latched onto that phrase in Portuguese, did a terrible split-second translation, and before I could stop myself, I said very calmly, "Oh, she does hand jobs." The reaction was immediate. My father-in-law and brother-in-law burst out laughing. Not confused laughter, not delayed laughter, instant, uncontrollable laughter. My boyfriend laughed too, torn between laughing and trying to keep a straight face. At the same moment they started laughing, I realized what I had just said. My brain finally caught up and went, "You just told them your mother does that kind of work for a living." I was mortified. I wanted to cry right there at the table. My face was burning and my English completely disappeared. My boyfriend tried to break the laughter and the silence and said something like, "She means her mom is an artisan. She works with crafts, scrapbooking, painting." The mother-in-law and sister-in-law immediately jumped in as well and shut it down, saying it was obvious what I meant, that it wasn't funny, and to stop. I appreciated them more than I can properly explain. Lunch continued. I survived. Barely. Fast forward 11 years of marriage and 12 years of knowing them. I love them dearly. And yes, this story has now become part of our family's Christmas tradition. Every Christmas, at some point, someone brings up the handjobs incident. I can laugh about it now. But that first Sunday, sitting at that table, I was convinced I had just completely embarrassed myself beyond recovery. Glad I didn't. There's one last part to this story. I've never told my mom. She absolutely adores my husband's family, even though they don't speak the same language at all, and I know that if she heard this story she'd be mortified. So for now, this story lives with us and the Christmas table, but not with her. Have you ever had a translation fail that you still can't live down?
Ready for more? Here comes Clash number 2.
My foster mom called me after 12 years. Her daughter told me she was gone. I spent 12 years believing my foster mom was gone. Yesterday, she called me. I was a foster care child. One of my younger siblings and I were placed with a nice older couple who owned a farm, and they essentially taught both of us right from wrong. We were there for years, and eventually they became our mom and dad to us. Things went wrong, and we were forced back into our biological parents' care. For years, I called my mom multiple times a week, until my biological parent got jealous and cut contact. When I became an adult, I looked everywhere. I reached out to everyone who I thought would listen, just trying to get some kind of information. My parents had moved from their home and into another town. I found their daughter, and I called, texted, sent mail, trying to get back into contact with my parents. I had nothing. Eventually, the daughter called me and told me to stop trying to reach out because my parents were no longer alive. I was devastated. My brother and I both were. This was about 12 years ago. Yesterday, I got a random phone call. The caller ID was that of my mom's. She's very much alive. We talked for quite a while. She told me how much she thinks about my brother and me. She cried, and told me that she's been trying to get a hold of me for years. And I feel so stupid. Why did I just take the daughter's word as law? Why didn't I try harder? What would you even say in that moment?
The chaos doesn't stop. Clash number 3.
My boyfriend is perfect, but we have a physical compatibility issue. My boyfriend is everything I could ask for. But we have a physical compatibility problem that's starting to weigh on me. My boyfriend and I have been dating for 9 months now. Overall, things have been really good. He's an amazing guy, good job, nice family, sweet, handsome, and we have a lot in common. However, when it comes to physical intimacy, things are a bit below average. He's on the smaller side, and I'm a bit thicker in the thighs and booty region, so it's definitely not a great mix. Being intimate in one position is usually just fine, but when we try other positions, it just doesn't work. He's always slipping out or can't reach to get past my curves. It has started to cause a bit of an issue in our relationship. I know he's self-conscious about it, so I try not to let him see that it can be frustrating for me too. I try to hype him up and support him. This is just something that's been weighing on me since we're getting further into our relationship. I'm not like one of those girls who only goes for guys based on size or anything. Honestly, I could care less. But he is the smallest I've experienced, and these issues are a first for me. Have you ever dealt with something like this? How do you handle physical compatibility issues without hurting someone you care about?
Another clash is on the way. Here's number 4.
I want to break up over memes and dogs. I've been dating this girl for a few weeks, and she's genuinely sweet, but I think I need to end it over memes and the fact that she hates dogs. I've been dating this girl for a few weeks now, and she's genuinely a sweet person with a nice personality, but I'm struggling with some things that are becoming deal breakers for me. At first, I thought I could get past it, but the internet humor stuff is really getting to me. She sends me those memes with wolves and calls herself alpha, which was kind of funny at first. But the real issue is when I'm trying to be intimate or give her a genuine compliment, she responds with, boom shakalaka, and says it's because she's shy and doesn't know what else to say. The worst moment was when I sent her a picture of myself without a shirt on, trying to be flirty, and she just replied with that word and 3 blushing emojis. Nothing else. She also constantly uses the word, nonchalant, to describe both of us, and it's wearing on me. On top of that, she really dislikes dogs. She even says it's a good thing that she doesn't like them. I adore dogs with my whole heart. I have a dog, and I want more dogs in my future. I know this might seem silly to some people, but it's a major issue for me. I don't know how to tell her I don't want to continue dating her because of these things. They feel like such small reasons, and I'd feel terrible just saying it outright. Would you end it over something like this, or am I overthinking it?
Chaos overload. Let's wrap up this final clash.
My wife refused to take our daughter to her classmate's funeral. I'm sitting in the airport right now, and I need to know if I messed up or not. This week, my daughter, who's in middle school, lost a classmate. My daughter has not taken it well, and overall, this is her first experience of someone she knows dying. The whole class was excused from school today, and the funeral is happening right now. I unfortunately could not be there. I tried, but my time off was denied, and we cannot lose this job. I flew out Wednesday night, and I'm coming back now. Our daughter is a mess. She was friends with the girl that passed away. The plan was for my wife, who's unemployed at the moment, to take her to the funeral service and just be there. My wife is more spiritual than the average person and hates all things with the dead. Funerals, viewings, and so on. This one is only a service, no viewing. She believes in ghosts and will avoid funerals like the plague. We discussed it on Wednesday, and she said she would take our kid and then go to the gravesite. I got a call from my daughter sobbing that she was not going to the funeral. My wife was refusing to take her. When I got her to answer my call, she told me she cannot do it and she is scared to go. I called up my mom and asked her to pick up my daughter and take her to the funeral. My mom left work and took her. They're there now. I got a call from my wife after, with her crying, because my mom tore her a new one. The gist was my mom called her a bad parent and that it is so messed up that she could not take our kid to the funeral of a classmate. She wants me to make my mom apologize, and I told her my mom was right. That this was something that our daughter needed, and she messed up. That she was not acting like a parent because of her fear of the dead. All she needed to do was stay through the service. We got into a huge phone call argument, and she is calling me a huge jerk. My mom is apparently getting texts also, and I told her to not let our daughter know that we are fighting and if she could look after her for the day. She agreed. Was I wrong to side with my mom?
That was today's chaos. See you at the next clash. Don't just watch the clash, join the corner. Subscribe now.